Remember when a dollar felt like a dollar? Yeah, me neither. It feels like every day our money buys less and less. It's enough to make you want to scream into a pillowcase full of rapidly depreciating bills. So, what's the deal? It's not just you. The mighty dollar is facing some serious challenges. We're talking about inflation, global economic shifts, the whole shebang. Don't worry, we're going to break it all down in bite-sized, understandable pieces. No need for an economics degree here. We're going to talk about how these big, scary changes affect your wallet. Because let's face it, this isn't some abstract financial concept. It's about whether you can afford groceries, gas, or that well-deserved vacation. It's about planning for your future and protecting yourself and your loved ones. So buckle up, Buttercup. We're about to dive into the wild world of finance, and trust me, you're going to want to pay attention. Let's talk about inflation. It's a big, scary word that basically means things are getting more expensive. Remember when a gallon of milk cost a couple of bucks? Yeah, those were the days. Now it feels like you need to take out a small loan just to make a bowl of cereal. Inflation happens when the cost of goods and services goes up. There are a lot of reasons for this. Sometimes it's due to increased demand, other times it's supply chain issues, and sometimes it's just good old-fashioned corporate greed. Whatever the reason, the result is the same. Your money doesn't go as far as it used to. It's like playing a video game where the difficulty keeps increasing, but your character stays the same. Not exactly a recipe for success, is it? But, hey, don't despair just yet. Understanding inflation is the first step in fighting back. And trust me, there are ways to fight back. We're going to get to those in a bit. Okay, get ready for a little geopolitical lesson. Remember the BRICS countries? That's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. They're kind of a big deal, and they're not too happy with the way the US has been running the global financial system. For decades, the US dollar has been the world's reserve currency. It's like the cool kid in school that everyone wants to be friends with. But the BRICS nations are over it. They're tired of the dollar's dominance, and they're looking for alternatives. They've been making moves to reduce their reliance on the dollar, trading in their own currencies, and setting up alternative financial systems. This is a big deal, folks. It's like the popular kids suddenly realizing they don't need the approval of the cool kids anymore. And you know what happens when the balance of power shifts? That's right, things get interesting. This power shift could lead to a more multipolar world, which could be a good thing, but it also comes with its own set of challenges and uncertainties. Okay, enough with the big picture stuff. Let's talk about how this whole dollar decline thing affects you, the average Joe or Jane, just trying to make it in this crazy world. Remember those sky-high gas prices? Yeah, that wasn't just a coincidence. The falling dollar means we're paying more for imports, including oil. And when oil prices go up, well, everything gets more expensive, because guess what? They ain't walking those groceries to your local supermarket. But it's not just gas and groceries, everything from clothes to electronics is feeling the pinch. That's because most of the stuff we buy is either made overseas or relies on imported materials. So yeah, that new phone you've been eyeing, it's probably going to cost you a pretty penny. The bottom line is this: the declining dollar is hitting us where it hurts most, our wallets. But don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom. There are things you can do to protect yourself and your hard-earned cash. Section 5, Investing 101. Don't panic, plan. Alright, let's talk about everyone's favorite topic, investing. I know it can seem intimidating and complicated, but trust me, it's not as scary as it sounds. In fact, investing is one of the best ways to protect your money from inflation and even grow your wealth over time. Think of it like this. When you invest, you're essentially buying a piece of something that you believe will be worth more in the future. This could be stocks, bonds, real estate, or even a small business. Now, I'm not saying you should go out and dump your life savings into the stock market. Investing is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about making smart, informed decisions and staying the course, even when things get bumpy. The key is to start small. Diversify your investments and don't be afraid to ask for help. There are plenty of resources available to help you learn the ropes and make informed decisions. Section 6, Emergency Fund, your safety net. Let's face it, life is unpredictable. One minute you're sailing along, the next minute you're hit with a financial curveball like a surprise medical bill or a sudden job loss. That's where an emergency fund comes in. Think of it as your financial safety net. It's a stash of cash that you can tap into when the unexpected happens, without having to resort to credit cards or, God forbid, payday loans. Ideally, your emergency fund should cover 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. Now I know what you're thinking. John, that sounds like a lot of money. And you're right, it is. But trust me, it's worth it. Start small. Even if you can only save $50 a month, that's $50 more than you had before. Every little bit helps. Remember, it's not about how much you save, it's about having that safety net in place when you need it most. Section 7. Debt, the money monster under your bed. Let's talk about debt, that pesky monster that seems to lurk under all of our beds. We all have it, whether it's student loans, credit card debt, or that mortgage that feels like it will never end. Here's the thing about debt, it's expensive, especially when inflation is high. See, when the value of the dollar goes down, the value of your debt goes up. Not exactly a recipe for financial freedom, is it? So what can you do? Well, the first step is to acknowledge the problem. Take a good hard look at your finances and figure out exactly how much debt you have and what kind of interest rates you're paying. Once you have a clear picture, you can start to create a plan to tackle it. There are a lot of different debt repayment strategies out there, so find one that works for you and stick with it. Section 8. Smart spending, stretching every dollar. Now, I'm not here to tell you that you have to live like a monk to survive in this economy. But let's be real, we could all benefit from a little bit of mindful spending. It's not about depriving yourself, it's about making sure your hard-earned cash is working as hard for you as you work for it. Start by tracking your spending for a month. You might be surprised where your money is actually going. Once you have a clear picture, you can start to identify areas where you can cut back without sacrificing your happiness. Maybe it's eating out less, finding cheaper entertainment options, or finally canceling that gym membership you never use. Every little bit counts. Remember, it's not about being cheap, it's about being smart with your money. Section 9. Stay informed. Knowledge is power. You know what they say? Knowledge is power. And in today's ever-changing financial landscape, staying informed is more important than ever. We're not talking about becoming Wall Street whizzes overnight, but a little financial literacy can go a long way. Start by reading articles, listening to podcasts, or watching documentaries about economics and personal finance. There are tons of great resources out there, many of them free, that can help you make sense of the madness. Follow financial news outlets and experts you trust, but be wary of sensationalized headlines and get-rich-quick schemes. Remember, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. The key is to educate yourself so you can make informed decisions about your money. Section 10. The future of finance. Change is the only constant. The financial world is changing faster than ever. Cryptocurrencies, digital currencies, decentralized finance, it's enough to make your head spin. While it's impossible to predict the future, one thing's for sure, change is the only constant. Instead of fearing change, embrace it. Educate yourself about emerging technologies and financial trends. This doesn't mean you have to become an early adopter of every new fad. It's about staying curious and adapting to the evolving financial landscape. Remember, the more you know about the forces shaping the future of finance, the better equipped you'll be to navigate the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. So stay curious, stay informed, and don't be afraid to ask questions. Section 11. Take control, your financial future awaits. So, there you have it. The dollar may be facing some challenges, but that doesn't mean you have to go down with the ship. By understanding the forces at play and taking proactive steps, you can weather the storm and come out stronger on the other side. Remember, it's not about how much money you make, it's about what you do with it. So take control of your finances, make informed decisions, and build a brighter financial future for yourself and your loved ones. The power is in your hands.